Hello, we're back for another video walk around outside vlog thing almost. Yet again, another beautiful day. Came out a little late, the sun is going down, but it's a lovely day. Let's take a stroll. So I worked 2 Mad Ants games this past week, and those are always interesting because you're in Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where the Pacers play, where NBA games are played often. But it's not an NBA game, it's a G League game. This is weird. An empty Gainbridge. It feels like, like when you go to school on a day off when you don't have class and it's just empty, it just feels weird. That's kind of what it feels like. It's guys who are trying to make it to the league. They're not quite there. They're grinding, they're doing their thing, but they're just not quite there. And it's just a different hunger in the G League. Because the players in the NBA, they're kind of complacent, or at least some of them can be. If they're an all-star, they know they're not going anywhere. They know they got their spot. They know they got their minutes. Nothing's changing for them. Whereas with the G League guys, you have one bad game, you can fall out of the rotation, and you can lose your minutes, and maybe lose your career. You got to grind every single day, score, go off every single day. It's just a different hustle, and I kind of like it for that. It's got more character in that way. Like, you see these little moments of a player get an and one, or get some big play, or something dramatic happens. You see them kind of hype themselves up, and I feel like you feel the energy, you feel the it matters more to them, because every little good thing you do could potentially catch the eye of somebody and get you minutes on an NBA team. It just kind of depends. Okay, this isn't too bad of a spot. So I really enjoyed those games though, because Mad Ants games, it's quiet in Gainbridge. There's nobody there. You're kind of just hanging out in Gainbridge. The games are earlier in the day too. Like, I actually worked one today, and you get done at 2:30. It's a pretty light day. You don't get paid that much, unfortunately, but it's still fun. It's still G League basketball, and you're in an NBA arena. It's hard to complain. But I also did some a random college game, and a random high school game. Or I guess not a random high school game, Montverde Academy versus IMG Academy, 2 of the premier basketball programs in the country, if not the 2 premier high school basketball programs in the country. Both from Florida, IMG from Bradenton, Florida, and Montverde from Montverde, Florida. 2 hours-ish from each other. Whenever I say that to people that I work games like in Florida or whatever, they always think I travel there. I wish I did, but I don't. It's all in Indianapolis in the studio. But I remembered something when I was working the high school games that, or I just had like a flashback kind of. I remember thinking back like a year or 2 ago, maybe 2 years ago, maybe even 3 or 4 years ago, maybe even 5. At some point in the not too distant past though, I found myself watching TV at home, watching a high school basketball game on national television, and thinking to myself, who broadcasts these high school games? And I remember thinking that maybe it was like the high schools that did it, or like, because it's a high school game, it must be a lower crew. It must be the different people that you do the NBA games. That was before I understood how TV worked and how all that shook down. And now I understand that maybe it's the same cameramen, but it is different people. It can be a different setup. And I remember when I was watching that game, I was like, man, this is just a high school game. Yeah, it's on ESPN, but it's just a high school game. I could probably figure out how to work these games, right? Like, if I could figure out how to work these games, these lower high school games, that would be pretty cool. And this was even before I understood sports TV and how the industry worked per se. I just saw the high school games on TV, and I was like, that's gonna be a lower level broadcast. It can't be that hard to get onto. It's gotta be just some random guy working the game. And I had a realization that last weekend that it is kind of just a random guy, but now I am that random guy. It kind of depends on where the game goes, who broadcasts it, but it is kind of just a random person. And I happen to be that random person working those high school games that are on ESPN, in a place that I didn't even know existed years ago, but it imagined like, oh, that'd be a pretty cool thing to work these nationally televised high school games. That'd be a pretty sweet setup. That'd be a pretty cool thing to do. And now I'm literally doing it. I'm literally doing that. It's insane. It's honestly crazy to me. The game I think was supposed to be on ESPNU. It wasn't, but I'm just blessed, man. It's crazy. What else happened this week? Once again, like I said, it's a beautiful day. The weather is slowly changing, slowly but surely. I am skiing this coming weekend with my sister. I mentioned that last week. Don't know how I feel about it because it was currently 50 degrees today, and where we're going skiing, it was 45 degrees today. So the snow, if it's there, is definitely melting. Although I looked at the weather, and they're supposed to get some sprinklings of snow throughout the week, but it's not going to be snowing the whole time. So I wonder, one, how much snow they already have, and two, just what the snow is going to be like, because they're going to have to make some snow surely, so it's not going to be the best snow you've ever skied on. So I'm going to have to just kind of see how that goes. I'm looking forward to the weekend regardless, but there's a chance that it's not some of the lower level skiing, not some of the highest quality skiing you can get, which is expected from Central Michigan, but we'll see. So basically what I'm trying to say is I agreed to work this D3 tournament. Not that excited about it. I kind of committed the time prematurely and I'm regretting it now, but I'm going to work it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a unique experience for sure, but I regret it because I'm missing out on potential other gigs and potentially making more money. And there's a very good chance that the 2 days and the 6 games of this tournament will pay me less money than the 1 day, 1 game working for the Big 12 top 25 matchup. Yeah. Okay. We got that coming down the road. I just wanted to get that out of my head because I've been mulling over that and kicking myself and being mad and angry about it for no real reason, and I kind of need to get over that. So, but that's coming up. Skiing this next weekend. That's going to be fun. But yeah, we'll see. Some guy just got yelled at for parking in another guy's parking spot. That's pretty funny. But yeah, that's what we got coming up. Thanks for watching this week's episode. I'll see you in next week's episode, but that has been all. Okay. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Be well. I don't know. Forgot to say, I've been your host, Matthew Stein, and you have been fantastic, as always. I'll see you next week. I hope you're doing well.